Hello lovelies, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Lily. I am a 25-year-old zero-based cash budgeter and stuffer up in Maine. I have been doing the budget by paycheck method of cash budgeting for 4 years now, and this system has provided me with the tools to pay down debt and to purchase my home that I live in now with my boyfriend and our 3 dogs. And we do all things cash budgeting over here, so if any of that sounds like content that may interest you, I sincerely hope that you consider hitting that subscribe button and sending some support my way. But happy Money Monday, everyone. How are we doing? How are we feeling? You guys, literally no change in my voice. I'm feeling better than I was a while ago, but it's lingering. I'm telling you guys, when I get like head coldy, sort of stuffed up sick, it lasts weeks, no matter what I do, steaming my face, taking zinc tablets, medications, whatever, so we're living with it. We're dealing with it. It's just a part of me now, basically. But today we are here to budget out my first paycheck for the new month of May. And I do also have some debt updates that I want to share with you guys. I'm going to quickly start with that. So I do have a new debt paydown plan sheet that I printed out. I did update the only thing I didn't update was exactly how much we put on my credit card, because I know I paid extra because I spent on it. But the bottom line is that my credit cards are both currently paid off at the moment. My UCU card is paid off and closed, and my TJ Maxx card, as of the end of the month of April, that payment, once it processes, it will be back to a $0 balance. But one update that I did make to this list is the payments that we're making this month, specifically the amount that we are taking from my YouTube paycheck. Now, my YouTube paycheck that we're getting at the end of this month, so if you are completely unfamiliar with how YouTube process for payments work, the money pays out like a month later. So say I made money from April 1st to April 30th, that gets paid out at the end of May. So it's a little funky, it's a little weird, whatever, but I do already know how much that's going to be, and the check was absurd. Thank you guys. If you didn't know, we do get paid via the number of views on the advertisement. So if you get an ad before, during, or after the video and you don't skip it, if you watch it, that is how you are financially supporting your favorite content creators. And of course, liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, even just watching, all of that helps to push the videos out there. From the income that we made on YouTube throughout last month that we're getting paid at the end of May, it was my best paycheck from YouTube. I want to say ever, but definitely in a very long time, probably in a year at least. It was great. So I really, really appreciate you guys. And because of that, I decided I was already planning on pulling $300 from whatever I made, but I am going to pull an extra $100 from my YouTube paycheck to put towards debt. So $50 of that is going to go towards my Best Buy credit card. So rather than doing $100, I'm doing $150, which will bring the month payment for Best Buy up to $750. And then another $50 will go towards my Care credit card. So with Care credit, I mentioned a while ago, and I've talked about it, but I did get my dog's pet insurance. And for anyone who was curious, I don't know if I've mentioned, I guess I couldn't because I just got it, but people were letting me know that there is a possibility that there would be a waiting period between the time that I, sign up for pet insurance and coverage actually begins. I assumed that would be the case, and I will let you guys know though that I went with Spot pet insurance, and the accident coverage had a 15-day waiting period, so it hasn't quite kicked in yet. But coverage for preventative care and everything else, basically the wellness visits, the vaccines, the illness, if they get sick or whatever, that only had a 1-day waiting period through Spot. So Yeah, I don't know. They are currently actively being covered with pet insurance, which is fantastic. So all the dogs should be all set. I did get some questions on that video. It just went live today. I am filming this current video on Sunday. But so far, I did get a couple questions about pet insurance. The deductible is $100 out of pocket per dog, and then the oh my gosh, what is the word? The maximum, like the total coverage, I believe it's up to $2,500 that they will pay back per dog per year. And I did add the preventative care option. So I paid an extra $10 a month per dog to add coverage for their wellness, their annual visits, their vaccines, their general medications, testing, all that stuff on top of illness and accident and all that stuff. And so that is how I was able to, that's why the total is $100. It's 96 or 96 and change or something like that a month, all 3 dogs total. So each one is somewhere in the low 30s per dog. I do have a 5-year-old Dachshund Chihuahua mix, a 3-year-old Australian Shepherd, and a 2-year-old miniature Australian Shepherd. So if you're curious, if you're shopping around, I mean, so far I recommend it. My reimbursement rate is 70%. That is the option I chose. You can do a higher reimbursement rate. Of course, that just makes your monthly payment go up, and I just didn't personally want it to be over $100 a month. So that's what I went with. That's what I'm comfortable with if you're looking into it. I don't have like a link or anything, but I would check them out because they were, when I literally just Googled like pet insurance, they were the top pick, like most highly recommended, had the best reviews, and it seems to be a pretty simple process. So I'll update you guys on that when I submit the first bill. But the reason I brought that up is because I am anticipating on using my care credit card for vet expenses. So each dog has an annual visit coming up, one in May, one in June, and one in July. I initially anticipated that they were going to be around $300 each. Honestly, they're gonna be more than that. I know that now, like there's no way that they're just going to be $300. So my plan, I mean, of course that's upfront. I do have to pay that amount. I will hopefully be reimbursed for at least some of what happens in those visits from the pet insurance. We'll see. I don't really know how that works. Obviously, whatever I get from that, I will put towards the care credit card. But to be safe, I figure I might as well put a little bit extra towards it, basically. And if you didn't know, care credit card is 6 months if you make charges that are a minimum of $200 of no interest. So whatever I don't pay this month, or this month, it will roll over to the next few months, and then I'll just pay those off before any interest hits. So technically, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have until like November technically to pay all of this off before any interest hits. Of course, I'd like to do that sooner just to get it out of the way, but yeah, so I'm taking an extra $50 from the YouTube paycheck to put towards that, just to have a little bit extra there. That's my plan. Also, you guys, this is so random and I won't get into it too much, but I am anticipating another medical bill coming in. I've been dealing with insurance, or not insurance, but like trying to deal with this for a while. It's been very frustrating. I will get into more detail when that actually comes, but basically I was doing a medical program that I was paying for. I started it before I knew how much it was going to be. They reached out, let me know the cost, and they're like, we can put you on a payment plan, yada, yada. And I'm like, yeah, there's no way I can afford that. It's not going to happen. So I'm just going to stop doing the program. Give me just bill me for what I've already done, whatever. And then they tried to tell me some things that sounded kind of illegal, low key, that they wanted to do to like keep me in the program. I'm just going to say like insurance fraud basically is what it sounded like. And I'm like, listen, if you can email me that, if I can have it in writing and you can email me that, then I'll stay, as long as I don't have to pay for it. And they're like, yeah, we'll do that. But they clearly didn't want to have a paper trail of that risky behavior. So their email was literally just, on second thought, like, after talking to billing, we're just going to put you on scholarship. So they said effective this day, we're no longer going to be billing your insurance. So I'm like, word, I'll stay in the program. I'll do it. It's free. They're going to bill me for the beginning. Long story. I mean, in the end, you could probably guess I got a bill for the entire program, which was December through the end of March. So, yeah, the bill was like over $20,000, and after insurance adjustments and whatever, my portion to pay due was like over $3,000. So I called so many times. No one ever got back to me. Eventually I did hear from someone and they're like, yeah, sorry, that's the wrong number on the bill. I'm like, great. Okay, I'm getting too into detail. I told you I wasn't going to, but basically I'm still waiting they told me that they're going to call insurance. They're going to try to figure everything out and they're going to send me a new bill for just what I'm supposed to be charged for. So when that does happen, it might be around $1,000. I don't know. Maybe I'll just be like, put me on a payment plan, tell me what my monthly payment is, and we'll do that. I will adjust that on the plan as we go. But yeah, just anticipate that might be added to this. But I think that's it for updates on this plan. Now, okay. The other day, I think it was on Thursday. I think it was in Thursday's video. I popped a little picture on the screen of a like payment plan, sort of the math that I did to figure out what my Best Buy payment's going to be at the end of the month. I realized after like putting that in there that the screenshot was very confusing and a lot. So I sort of condensed it into this. And even after doing that, I think my math is wrong. My math is definitely wrong. And I think I just honestly, okay. So basically what I did was I was trying to figure out with interest that accrues on my Best Buy credit card, what the balance should be at the end of 2025. And so what I did was I took the total yearly interest rate and I divided it by the 12 months. And then I calculated that percentage off of the current balances after I made my monthly payments per my plan. And that's what's here. But after I made this, interest accrued on my Best Buy credit card for like last month, and it was like $4 more than what I had calculated here. So rather than my, current balance right now being $6,908.23, it's like $6,912 or something like that. So the numbers are definitely a little bit off, but basically I just wanted to see like if I made my payments, interest accrued, what would my balance be? After watching Caleb Hammer, I actually just watched one of his videos today where a lady asked like, how does interest work? And he said that it was the total annual percentage yield rate for interest was calculated off of the balance, and then that number was divided by 12, and that's what's added on there. So I don't know if that makes the difference. I feel like it should be the same, but if it's a couple dollars off, that makes sense. If someone understands interest more than I do, please just let me know in the comments, like exactly how the monthly interest on like specifically credit cards, I'm not talking loans or anything, but credit card debt, how that's calculated. So I'm after I film this, but before I like edit and upload it, I'm hoping to like kind of redo this with those new numbers and see if it makes that difference. But basically, I'm not anticipating it to be too far off from this, hopefully. If you missed it in a previous video, I did let you guys know I did close my Best Buy credit card, so there will be no more purchases on it. But yeah, so that is the goal. From what I'm seeing, January, by the end of December, it should be a little over 620. With mine, it's 624. if it's even 700, I'm okay with that. That would be my January to February payment, and then hopefully I can pay it off by February 1st. So that's the plan for Best Buy. And yeah, and then I did get some comments when I mentioned my plan to sort of snowball those debt payments into savings. And I was like, do you guys think I should put it into savings? Do you think I should move on to my debts, yada, yada? And I think the general consensus was like, you can do both. Like that's a lot of money to put into one or the other. So you might as well put a little bit into savings, a little bit towards debt, blah, blah, blah. So I think as of right now, obviously this is way far ahead, but right now I'm thinking once my Best Buy credit card's paid off, I'm going to roll over those payments, those monthly payments towards my emergency funds, my home and regular emergency funds, my Roth IRA, because I really need to build up my retirement more because it's lacking considerably. And then also, I do have other investments that are like through my company that I don't mention on here, but still. And then also my student loans, because that's something that I want to really pay down too. One last question that I got was about my credit score. Someone asked like how I calculated my credit score. I literally just checked Credit Karma. I know that that's not fully accurate. That's just like a couple different options or whatever. I just took the higher one and I wrote it down because that's what makes me feel better. Even since I think it's even higher, like I don't even know. I'll update it next month because hopefully it just keeps going up, but we'll see. So now we need to get into the budget for May. So I'm going to start with my income here. We are working with Etsy and my full-time job. So from my full-time job, we have $617. And from Etsy, as of right now, again, I am filming this on Sunday evening. If I get any more orders tonight, we could be working with more. If I get any orders tomorrow morning before I get paid out, we could be working with less. So as of right now that I'm filming this, we have $278 to work with, which brings our total income to $895. Now, the next thing we need to do is figure out what we are leaving in the bank. So every week I have $10 transferred to Ally and $20 transferred to my Roth IRA, which is $30 total. And then for subscriptions this week, I have Spotify, which is $12.65. And then I do have Rocket Money, which I probably shouldn't have gotten, but I have a reason for it. I wanted to check to see what this freaking subscription that kept pulling out, this Apple bill, it didn't help me at all figure that out. But I do kind of like the app, so we'll see how we go. I was on a 7-day free trial, so I'll do this first month and then we'll see how it goes. But it's $6. I don't want to say only 6, but so that's $18.65. Rounded up to 19, so that is $49 that we need to leave out of the budget. So $895 minus 49 is $846, which is our budgetable income. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, or the next thing we need to do, is go over to my bills. So the way that I calculate my bills is I take the total monthly amount that I need for each one and I divide it by the number of paychecks that I'm anticipating that month. This month I'm getting 4 paychecks, hopefully. So I'm just going to divide the total number by 4. So I need $423 for my mortgage. That is my portion of the mortgage. So divided by 4 is $105.75. So I'm going to do 106. My new internet monthly bill is $45. So divided by 4 is $11.25. I'll round that up to 12. Every item that I round up throughout the first 3 weeks, once we hit the last week, I'll be able to just make up the difference. Electric is generally around $240 a month. So divided by 4 is 60. For my heat and water and sewer bills, I do $25 a week in each of those just to build up a buffer for when I do need to make those payments. My phone bill is $60 divided by 4 is 15. I did kind of rework the math on my car insurance, and I think rather than doing $30 a week, I should be okay to do $25 a week. So that's just what we're going to do. My pet insurance is $100 a month, but Austin and I split that. So 50 divided by 4 is $12.50. So we'll do 13 a week. My Washville membership is $20 a month. Divided by 4 will be $5 a week. My registration and Sam's Club are both annual, and I stuff $5 a week until those are fully funded. So Best Buy, we are planning on paying $750, but that is $150 a week from the actual budget. Care credit, similarly, we are doing $350, but $250 of that is coming from YouTube, so only $25 a week to meet that plan. Now, my car payment is not technically a payment that has like a number on it. I'm just paying my dad back. So I think I want to do let's aim for $150 this month. And then if I can put extra there towards with the YouTube paycheck, we'll see. But divided by 4 is 37, so we'll do 38. My student loans are $500 a month, so divided by 4 is $125. And paying my brother back this month, our goal is $100, so that is $25 a week. Now, I'm going to move down to business before we find that total. We have $278 from Etsy that we're working with. I typically, when the income is a little bit lower, I'll do around 25%. If it's higher, I'll do around 30%. So I'm going to do times 0.25, which gives me 278 times 0.25, 69. I'm going to drop that down to 65 because I think that will be okay. And then for shipping, I'm going to do $5 for right now. Stamps.com is $20 a week. Divided by 4 is $5. I'm going to do $30 towards supplies because I do need to order more bubble mailers. I know that. And then I'm not going to put anything towards equipment this week just because I know the income is a little bit tighter. Okay, so now I'm going to find the totals for these. So 65 plus 10 plus 30 is 105 for business. And then going into our bills and debt binders this week, I got 659, but we are big advocates over here for checking your math because that little mistake can really mess you up. Okay, 659. So I'm going to take 846 minus 659 minus 105, and that gives us $82 left, which really is not that much. So right off the bat, I think something I'm going to do is I'm going to I don't have this highlighter up here right now, but 659, I'm going to take that 25 away from water and sewer because we should be okay for me to skip at least this week. And then I'm also going to do $10 towards heat. So minus 15. So that should be 619. Those ones are variable, so if the income is really tight, I do have a little bit of wiggle room in there. Okay, so 619. So 846 minus $619 minus $105 gives us $122, which is a little bit better for gas and groceries than anything else. So I'm going to put $40. I'm going to do $5 for miscellaneous and $35 for gas. We have 82 left. So I'll do 65 for groceries. I know it's lower, but we have 17 left. So I'm going to take that 7 and put it into the baby binder. Do I have an extra? Oh, I have an extra line there. Huh. And then only because I don't want to get too far behind in our savings challenge, let's look at May. Okay, I do have a 5 available for our yearly savings challenge. So I'm going to do that one this week. And then what do we have? I mean, Mother's Day is coming up, and that is kind of like my next. We have 30 in there, and I think I decided so I did use my my plasma donation income to buy Mother's Day cards for all of the mothers and grandmothers that we should need to buy cards for. And so all that's left, I was going to buy a bouquet of flowers for my mom and make her a meal. Along with what I'm gonna make her, DIY make her, but I think I can just actually make her a bouquet from my garden because those flowers did come up from when we planted them in the fall. We have daffodils and tulips and some things. So it's really just ingredients to make food. So I'm just gonna put that 5 into gifts and call it good. So we're going to do $895 minus the $49 that we're leaving in the bank is $846. 6, 7, 8, 95. Is that 105? 40 and 35. Wait, yeah, 70 and 35. 65 plus 40. Yeah, okay. So 846 minus 105 for gas and groceries, 619 for bills and debt, 105 for business, 12 for savings, and 5 for sinking funds gives us a remainder of $0, hence our zero-based budget, meaning in the end of the budget, every single dollar that we made has a job, and it's going where it's going. It's got a job. It's designated somewhere. We have no money left over that we do not have a plan for. And yeah, so with that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a yellow heart in the comments to show your support for the channel. And of course, subscribe. Check back in Tuesday, which should be tomorrow for you guys. And we will stuff my full-time paycheck. And then on Thursday, we'll stuff my Etsy paycheck. And then next weekend, I think I'm going to try to upload our Try Treats box. Austin sat with me for another treats taste testing, so that was a lot of fun, and I'll probably upload that on Saturday, and then I'll try to do another budget with me over the weekend, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So if you guys have any other questions whatsoever, let me know down below. But with that being said, thank you so much for sticking around with me, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, week, month, year, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.